live. We are live right now. You know what this is, man. This is Unwrap right now. We're a little bit late, but that's okay. We always on time.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? You got me, you know, your boy Heat Detector. We got a special guest. He's in the green room right now. I'm about to pull him in a second. And we got the co-host over here, the extraordinaire. You know who she is. That's Naj Bino. You know, we got the engineer in the background somewhere. I don't know he's gonna talk his crazy shit. But we got a special guest on the show tonight, man. And this dude has made hustling online seem fairly fucking easy. And he came across my timeline, and I was like, "Who in the fuck is this?" You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I scrolled and looked. He was just like saying a couple of headlines or something. It was real quick. It was real fast, straight to the point. And I was like, "Well, goddamn!" So I looked him up, started looking at his shit, and I was like, "Well, how this dude? He get more news than CNN.
Yeah,
he gets the news quicker than the hood gets the motherfucking news." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how the fuck did he know that already? You know what I'm saying? But let's give a warm welcome to Unwrap to my man from you all might know him from the Cadillac Chronicles, man. Let's give him a round of applause, y'all. See if we can get him in. You in there, boy? We see you. I gotta get this this framework right so we can see each other. There we go. There we go. What's good with you, fam?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I can't complain. Life is good.
Yeah. So as we was talking about, man, why don't you tell the people a little bit, you know what I'm saying, about yourself, you know, a little background information, if you will.
Well, I'm OG Cali Blue. I have a record label called Cali Blue Entertainment. I'm not doing anything with it right now. It was something that I was doing in the past. Since then, I have moved on, and I'm trying to do the social media thing. You know,
right.
I didn't make a music. So you can look up Cali Blue Entertainment. You know, I had a full squad behind me. They still doing their thing on solo tip. You know what I mean? But it was basically a stepping stone for them to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
right.
I just grew, man. I fell out of love with the music, so I moved on to something else. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happens sometimes, and trust me, I know that feeling all too well. You know, being that I've been in music, you know, you kind of get burnt out with it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, especially hip hop, you know, it takes about a decade for it to start to change, or for you to even recognize the change in the shit. Sometimes we're not that happy with the change or the direction that the shit's going in.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so like that has been like. That has been pretty much like my thing, like, so I kind of fell back. But at the same time, you know, I was like, I had been told for years that I should have been making YouTube videos and shit like that. My wife was on my ass. Everybody's on my ass. And then, you know, it took about 13, 14 years. Like if I'd have done this a long time ago, ain't no telling where I'd be at, but that's so, you know, I ain't gonna cry over spilled milk. I'm just gonna keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's saying he's really low. They can't really, you
know. We got people in the comments that are saying you're kind of low right now. They can barely hear you.
He sounds good to us.
Yeah, you sound good to us.
Okay, hold up.
All right. Yeah, I understand that totally. You know, about getting burnt out and shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's tough, like because the music industry. Now you just went completely blank on us. Oh, there you go. We hear the dogs, and it sounds like a bird. Sounds like you got some animals.
Yeah, it's not stupid dog. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. You sounding great now.
Shut up.
Sound like me. I tell every dog and every
man.
person.
Sorry about that.
No, you all good. You all good though. As we were saying, you know, I understand it, like falling out of love. And I mean, I ain't never felt out of love with music. I just felt out of love with the direction and the shit and just the fuckery. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially dealing with artists. You know, because I had a recording studio and dealing with artists and dealing with them, trying to get them to understand that this shit costs money.
Yeah.
You know, and so I had a rule, like, you know, the clock starts as soon as you break the plane at the door of the studio, the clock starts. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? How you choose to spend that time in the studio is completely up to you. You can sit down, smoke weed, do whatever the fuck you want. But if you book 2 hours and you spend an hour and a half of that fucking smoking weed,
you got 30 minutes to make it happen.
You got 30 minutes to make it happen.
Exactly.
You know, if
Exactly.
the clock is still going to be ticking, and I don't give a fuck because you ain't leaving out this motherfucker until you pay me.
Exactly.
You know, and dealing with that kind of shit. But let me digress. So what was it the point that you thought to yourself, man? Let me try this online shit. See what this shit talking about.
Right. Was that your intention to go from music to this, or did you just?
Well, no, it
You just kinda
wasn't.
fumbled
It wasn't
into
my
it.
intentions. It's just that I had to find something else to do with myself. You know what I'm saying? I was always writing songs, and even though I wasn't messing with music no more, I kept writing songs. And I'm like, what the fuck am I writing songs for if I'm not gonna record no more? So then I had to figure out
Right.
something to do with myself in that time. So I started doing reels on Facebook, and at the time I was doing reels as far as me cooking because I like to cook. So I was just doing reels about my meals or whatever. And
Right.
and it went pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I got monetized. I started getting checks, and shit.
Okay.
I got locked.
Pause for the trick.
I got locked out of my account, and I couldn't get back into my account, and it kind of fucked my head up. So I'm like, damn. But I had this backup account which I'm on now, so I had to start it all
Right.
over again. But the food wasn't taking off as much on this time.
But if you don't mind me asking, how did you get locked out of your account?
Man, I
Was
don't
it
know
Facebook?
what the hell happened, man. I just went to log in one day and they was like, oh, you got to verify your information. You got to send in your ID. I did all that shit. My ID too blurry. So I was like, man, I got tired of going through all the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So I went to my backup page and you know what I'm saying? I finally got it monetized. I ain't to the checks yet, but they coming.
Right. Oh, I know they coming. I see your numbers, man. I see the numbers.
Oh yeah.
And I was impressed because, you know, I had a conversation with you and I was impressed because it seems like that you probably, I don't know if you knew or not, but you were like really ahead of the curve as far as these shorts because YouTube just started the monetization of shorts. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because
YouTube was a long form platform before. Now they have like these shorts and you were kind of ahead of the curve in that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, of course you got TikTok and, you know, and all that, but you know, as far as the short form and let me ask you, because this is the part that puzzles me. When you do these kind of like news headlines, I mean, you kind of like leave the door open. Like it's like, it's like you just say, hey, so-and-so got shot, killed, man. These niggas are stupid. Boom. That's it. And it's like, what? Wait a minute. Who did what?
Take that conversation.
Do you think that that's the thing that is making people go, wait a minute, what? You know what I'm saying? And try to look for more information or come back to you because it seems like you're like CNN as far as hood news is concerned. Because like, I don't know how the fuck you get your information. But God damn it.
Right.
It's before anybody else does it. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it.
And every time I watch it, I'm like, damn, for real?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to give up the secret sauce. I'm just saying, like, clearly you got some kind of avenue or something. Maybe you know somebody. You know, I was following a guy once before doing a podcast, and he used to work for a bunch of newspapers before they started going out of business. And he was a reporter. He never published anything, but he would go out and get the news and have it to the newspapers in the gossip section, like the New York Times and shit like that, before anybody else would have it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got somebody out there in them streets.
I mean, me personally,
Had the thing he didn't want to see. He didn't want to give out his, you know what I'm saying?
No,
There's a code of ethics.
I don't have nobody in the streets. It's just that on my phone, I have a couple of apps that send me breaking news. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I have a couple of places that I go, you know, when I want to find breaking news. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before it hits everywhere else. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I go there and I do the stories, man, that interest me, you know what I'm saying? If they make me say, wow, like, you know, damn, then yeah, you know, that's the ones I'm going to display and I'm going to put out there because I feel like, and a lot of these stories aren't videos that I'm seeing. A lot of these stories is reading that I'm reading.
Right.
So I feel like, I bring the audience or whoever's watching a visual aspect of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the story that
okay.
caught me from the very beginning, like that, I don't even know. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't even know how in the hell you came across my timeline, but you did. That just means that your algorithm and shit is working. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it was a story about a lady stabbing somebody or
Oh,
something.
the lady that stabbed her sister.
No,
Yeah.
No?
nah. Was it?
Yeah, it's about the lady who it's a young 21-year-old lady who was playing a video game online with her boyfriend, and her sister flirted with the boyfriend, and she stabbed her to death. Yeah.
He said
She stabbed him.
He's,
I
did
see
you
the
just say
video.
heifer? He
I
stabbed
think he
that.
said stabbed her.
I thought he said stab that heifer to death. I was like, that man must be. He must got some people from the south. He must spend his time in the south in the summers.
Well, see,
But yeah, that's-
here's the thing though. I'm not originally born in California. I'm originally born in Texas, Houston, Texas.
You sound like
There it
you
is.
sound like it,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
You got a Texas twang with a little bit of Cali in it.
Yeah, see, my mother was born in Minden, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? My father
there
is
it
from
is.
Frankfort, Texas. I was born in Texas. My mother moved us out here when I was like 12 years old. You know, so
Right.
I've been back a few times, stayed a few times, moved back. So, you know, I never forget where I came from, but this is what I know. You know what I mean?
Right. Cali is what you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you, speaking of Cali, because, you know, I was born in Cali, you know, I haven't been there in a long time. Well, that's a lie. Like right after the pandemic started, my sister and I went there to visit. And Cali ain't the same fucking place no more.
No.
Would you say, and I'll tell you this, when I lived in LA, I say LA, but it was Long Beach, but it's LA. LA was the only place that I really felt unsafe. And I lived in New York, Chicago. I've been all over the planet, but I carried a gun on me everywhere in LA.
That's terrible.
Everywhere. Because you just like LA is one of those places that you got to stay on your toes like 24/7. Yeah, all the time, because you never know. And oddly enough, you have to watch the colors that you wear.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You would think it don't matter
to the colors that you wear. You have to watch where you go. You have to watch what color your freaking car is, the color of your shoelaces, the color of your socks, man. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Everything. Yeah. Well, do you feel like in these times that we live in right now, with LA being, because people right now, I was telling my daughter, you know, the world is such a smaller place now, you know, because back in the day when we were growing up, the thought of California or New York to somebody like a New Yorker going to Cali, the thought of it was like a dream. It was like, you know, they would never, ever be able to do that. But now, because the internet and everything has made the world so small, do you think that people have taken LA for like a joke? Because LA, they think of sunshine, good weed, and pretty women. They don't realize the underbelly that lies in LA.
And that's the facade.
And
that is the facade.
Right.
Good weather, beautiful beaches, and beautiful women. That is the facade. That is what's going to lure you in to get hurt.
And
you know what I mean? Because what you're going to do is you're going to come to LA and you're going to expect to see all these things, but you have to go to certain places to see these things. You're going to come to LA, and as soon as you hit downtown LA, it's grimy, it's gritty, and you're going to be like, oh shit, what the hell have I done? You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
And if you're not familiar, because I think a lot of these rappers, they go out there, they're thinking like they hardcore, they one thing, but they have no idea of the. Okay, so gangs are everywhere. Let me just make this kind of analogy or whatever real quick. Gangs are everywhere, but people don't understand how deep it is in California. It's deep here in Chicago, but it's nowhere near as deep as it is in Cali, because your mama and your grandmama and your grandfather and your great-great-grandfather or somebody was probably a Crip, and everybody, because once that household is a Crip, you pretty much believe everybody in that motherfucking house is going to be a Crip.
Everybody in your household is gang banging. The cats and dog got on blue rags. I mean, shit, it's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't even walk across the street. It's another gang across the street. You know what I mean? You go 2 blocks away, it's another gang 2 blocks away. You can't go to the liquor store. That's some gang territory. You can't go to the
Yeah.
gas station. That's in gang territory. You can't go to the grocery store. That's in gang territory. So
Because when a
hell with
motherfucker
LA.
see you, it's on site. It's on site, right?
it's on
If they
site.
see you, it's on site. You got the wrong shit on. It don't even matter. You can't even tell a motherfucker you ain't from here. You can't because they
You
ain't
ain't
trying to
even
hear
got
none of
to
that.
be a gang member. If you have on the wrong shit and they feeling some type of way, it's going to be a problem.
Mhm.
Wow.
That, sir, is facts, and I can attest to that. Now, going back to what was, because it seems to me that a lot of the content that you get, it really is like based out of LA, because there's a lot of shit going on in LA. People are getting popped left and right, especially entertainers.
Yeah.
Why, like, rest in peace, PNB
Rock.
PNB Rock. Like, you broke that story, oddly enough, quicker than anybody else did. Like, I saw it on your timeline. I was like, what the fuck? And I started looking, and then I saw the news, but they hadn't confirmed it yet. But you were able to get that information out there before anybody else did. And what has been the response to people? I mean, I'm sure your inbox is full of comments and shit. And have people been asking you the same shit? Like, I'm asking you, like, how in the fuck do you get all this information? And what are you, the police? Because that's going to be one question. What are you, the police? You
know what?
I
I haven't gotten anybody in my inbox, asking me where I get my information from. I got a lot of people asking me why am I giving lack of information? Why am I only giving them, itty amount of information? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me more. I want to know more. Like, why is it so short? Why is it so quick? And like I tell them, I do that for a reason. Now, nowadays, people don't like to read.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
People hate to read.
So you want to recommend?
So if you really interested in this story and what I'm telling you, then you'll go Google it, right?
Yeah.
You'll go read, and then you'll come back and we can conversate about it, right?
That man some horns and some applause for that right there, because he's making a whole generation that probably don't know how to read. He's making their ass get up and go read some shit. That's fire right there. Because I was going to ask you, what is the intent upon that, with the content being so short and short and sweet and to the point, basically a headline and that's it. And so you kind of gave up the secret sauce for that.
Well, it's also too, because I mean, if you cook, if put it like this, and this is my analogy. If you've never had a home cooked hot meal in your life, never ever in your life, and I come to you and I give you a home cooked hot meal, but I only give you so much, what you gonna do? You gonna come back wanting some more, right?
No, I'm gonna ask you where the fuck's the rest of the plate. That's what I'm gonna ask you. I'm like,
you're gonna want some more. You're gonna find out where the rest of it at. You're gonna want to know. You're gonna ask some questions, right? You're gonna kind of be curious, like, hey, can I get some more?
Where's the kitchen at? I might start walking around your house. Like, yeah, exactly. Okay, I got you.
So it's basically my lure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull you in because I got you somewhere where you interested in. I got you feeling some type of way. Yeah, so you're gonna come.
And that was a deliberate thought. Because, like, let's say we go back to your first, because I noticed that let me slow down. I'm getting ahead of myself. My brain is going crazy. Because I noticed that some you give comments on and you're like, these motherfuckers, what's wrong with these niggas? And you know what I mean? Whatever. Then some, you just say the head news, the news, breaking news, so-and-so got shot and stabbed. Bam. That's it. But what was it? Is there a determination of when you are going to give more commentary because it affects you, or is it just because you're in the moment and you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk about this because this shit just weird or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
If it's hot and I feel like people need to know, then I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna give it to them. Now, if they want to know more, that's when we can conversate about it. We don't conduct enough conversation nowadays. Everything is war, anger, frustration. We want to argue, we want to fight, we want to shoot and kill. But where's the conversation?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we hold more conversation as a people, then there'll be less frustration and fights and arguments. You know what I'm saying?
true. There's and not to get too heavy into anything, you know, but there's a whole thing, you know, like some people say the Willie Lynch letters aren't real and it's a fucking fake document, it's fake shit. But if you look at the science of it, you know, of breaking people down and taking things from them and deliberate acts like redlining. Are you aware of redlining, where they take neighborhoods and they redline that shit? And what they do is they don't allow any minorities, any people of color to get a house, buy property, or do whatever. So they have redlined areas.
Exactly.
But when you do all these things to a minority of people, that then you kind of leave motherfuckers to their own devices. Because me personally, I don't necessarily believe that, you know, every person of melanin is automatically a demon, some kind of fucking thug, and some kind of animal, because, I think we're all human and everything else. But, you know, I think people that are melanated are probably some of the smartest and most creative people on this planet. And within the culture of hip hop, it shows it.
Yeah.
And within the culture of acting, it shows it. Within the culture of fashion, without people of melanin, what the fuck would we be wearing? We'd be all wearing mayonnaise shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but look at something like this. Like he, you know, like you've taken this. I call it the art, the art of the social media hustle, because you know people doing TikToks and the whole nine. But you came on this platform that was kind of foreign to it and kind of flipped it, and you even put your own sauce to it. So you kind of avoid the pressure of what's hot, what's new, what's next, because you've got your own niche.
Mm-hmm. That's because I watched a lot of podcasts, and that's how I got introduced to a lot of people, as far as like YouTube podcasts and stuff like that. But it's saturated, man. Everybody want to do the same thing, and it's just like the game of music. Everybody want to sound the same. So where's the difference at? We like, where's the difference at? We don't have no difference. Everybody's videos is 3, 4, 5 minutes long, you know, and where's the attention span at now? People is not going to pay attention for 5 minutes nowadays. Like nowadays, as soon as they get bored, they clicking off of it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if I give you that little bit to keep you interested, then I'm doing something. I mean, I feel like I'm doing a service, because I did a post where I read a post about a child predator offering a woman $100,000 for her 8-year-old daughter. And that's wild. And it's crazy because out of the blue, this particular woman messaged me and told me, "Thank you for getting my story out there." What? So it's not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not for nothing.
Yo.
You know, I definitely have some people saying, I appreciate what you're doing. I've had a lot of people tell me they like what I'm doing, to keep up what I'm doing. So, you know, I'm definitely on the right track.
Absolutely. So let's back up for a second. So you do this, you put the story out, and then the actual woman, because I can't believe, let's say, I'm not familiar with the story. I think I heard about it, but let's say, you know, because the way the court systems work, you know, unless she reported him immediately, you know, I don't know how she got engaged with this man, but if there was some type of going back and forth about a child or whatever, maybe she gets in trouble for the shit too. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I know nothing about it, but it's like, oh man, that's wild. How did you feel when she reached out to you? Like, I mean, I'm sure you didn't know it was her at first, right?
I didn't know it was her until I read the text message said, "Thank you for sharing my story." And so when I read that, then, you know, I clicked on to the page and I saw this was the actual mother of the child. And it blew my mind. Like, it was crazy. And it's like, there wasn't no conversation of going back and forth. The old man approached her and he was talking to her in general at first.
Right.
And then the conversation switched to her child. And then he made that offer. and he ended up getting arrested, but then he also ended up dying in jail before he got, sentenced and all that.
Can we get a round of applause for him dying in jail? Because there's no telling how many motherfuckers he probably victimized and did shit to already, and who may even fell for that shit.
Well, he was arrested before doing the same thing.
See, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, man, that's got to feel real heartwarming.
It
You know
does.
what I mean? Not to be like all gushy and shit, but pause. But that's really gotta feel like something, because a lot of times we feel like, this internet shit is like a bottomless pit. It's a heartless. I was gonna say female, but but it's a heartless monster. You know what I mean? It doesn't give a fuck about you. It doesn't give a fuck about what you're doing, and it doesn't give a fuck about anything. And everybody is pretending and playing like they're this and they're that. You know what I'm saying? And to be putting out content and for it to actually touch somebody and move somebody in a kind of way, especially like if your intentions are not to be like, hey, clickbait, that's gotta really feel like, oh shit, I'm actually doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It definitely feels like that. When I got the text message, I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? And it's not just her. I put out videos, for example, with the young lady the young teenager who killed her rapist, and he abducted her and she was human trafficked, and she ended up killing him, and the judge made her pay $150,000 to his family. Well,
wait. That's wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Was she of color?
Yes, she was.
See, herein lies the shit, and not to get into like super deep shit, but this type of thing that happens, and I'm gonna kind of go all over the place, but I'm gonna make it's gonna make a point. This kind of shit that happens is why, like us people of melanin, we're able to adapt and adjust and be able to do things in such a fashion that these other motherfuckers can't seem to understand it. They call it cool, or motherfuckers call it swag, or look at him. You know what I mean? Like, look at him and his black skin. You know,
It's just real life.
but it's not that. It's deeper than that, because when you give nothing to somebody and all their life for generations and generations and generations, let me ask you a question real quick. You ever ride around in your car and look at motherfuckers and you go, I wonder what Malcolm would think right now. I wonder what Martin Luther King would think. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what some of the greatest minds, of color would think of how motherfuckers carry themselves and how they do to this day. You know what I'm saying? Are they rolling around in their graves?
All the time. I do it all the time. Especially when I watch these kids, man, and these youngsters, man, like they losing their damn mind. Everything is kill. And I'm like, these people did all this for nothing, and the youth is just running rampant nowadays. It's just running wild. So what was it for? You know what I mean?
Okay. Now here's another question I'll pose to you. As a parent myself, whose fault is it if your kid runs wild? I mean, if Shaniqua didn't have her baby at fucking 13, and she wasn't taught to sexualize herself at such a young age, because I see videos and it's like kids are dancing and doing shit and they're doing sexual positions and sexual moves, and it's like if these things don't happen, then maybe all these other things don't happen, and then that's why we have parents that are grandmothers at 30.
Well, that's it. There's a lack of parenting. Like, people are leaving their kids in their own devices because they got shit to do. Oh, I gotta work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. You'll be all right.
But I come from an era where our parents didn't give a fuck what we did outside of the house, but at the same time, we had to be inside before them lights went on, and if we did anything else, we were held accountable by other people.
It was a leash with boundaries.
Yeah.
Now kids are just push out.
See, I came from that era when you can go outside and you can bullshit all day and play all day. But there was people in the neighborhood that if you was fucking up, they kick your ass and take your ass home, and your mama kick your ass, and it don't be a fight between the two parents.
That's two ass whoopings.
See what I'm saying? Nowadays, if you even look at somebody's child funny, it's a fight between the parents
and the kid. The kid
And
probably
the
cut
kid.
your ass out.
The parents
something
is
to-
telling you the kids to fuck the parents. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no respect for parents nowadays, and there's no respect for the children nowadays. I come from an era where your mama was allowed to walk up in the school and kick your ass inside of the school if you was fucking up.
Yep.
Now, can they do that? No, it's called child abuse if you whoop a child.
And if the parent gave consent because they was at work, gave the principal the right to
Exactly.
paddle your
They
mother.
had paddles and rulers, and your ass got your ass paddled or whatever by the principal in school or the teacher or whoever had that authority to do that.
I went
Now
to Texas
we
when I
don't
was.
have that no more, and then they wonder why our kids is running rampant. There's no discipline. You can't even pray in school no more.
Nope.
Well, I went to Texas when I was 12. And I said it was an English class, and the English teacher, because my mom always taught us to speak. This is a stupid story, but it's funny. But it opened my eyes to some shit about Texas. The first time in Texas. So, anyways, the English teacher asked me to say something, whatever, it was a sentence or something. I don't really remember what exactly it was, but then I didn't write it and I didn't put period. And she goes, well, what do you mean? Like you have to put a period. So say the sentence to me and without a period or something like that. And how would it go? It's like an open-ended thing. And my dumbass, I was like 12 and I go, John went to the store, Peoriod. And she was like, oh, smart mouth, huh? Send me to the office. They make a phone call. Next, I get 3 swats by the principal. He tore my ass up. My ass was burning all day. And I didn't understand. Also, too, because I didn't say yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? And then at the time, I didn't understand this yes, ma'am, no, ma'am shit, the respect and shit, because they still do that in Texas. I took my kids out to Texas a couple of years ago, and I told them before we even got there, when you speak to elders, you refer to them as sir and ma'am. So if you answer a question, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, because they still, in Texas to this day, they may not, but they'll be like, I don't know what's wrong with that little motherfucker right there, but he ain't got no respect. You know what I mean? If that's the thing. That Texas is in its own country by itself.
But the rest of the world desperately needs that. Because I'm telling you, that's what's wrong. That's got so much to do with why things are so fucked up now. Because it's just a bunch of people growing up with no respect for themselves. If you don't respect yourself, there's no way you understand how to respect other people. It's simple as that.
And that's the same thing when I say if you don't love yourself, you're not going to love anybody else. And that's why we have a lot of these youngsters killing youngsters nowadays.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Yeah, and it's crazy. And it's like they think, it's the way to go. And for some reason, they don't think that they can be the one to get killed.
Hey.
And I never understand if since you brought that up, if you are in a crew of 37 people, hypothetically speaking, and let's say 14 of them are dead. So we're watching your old videos and everybody in this video is dead except for you. Like, why is that not tangible? Like, why
because they romanticize death. And they really look my guy Bodine that we interviewed.
Yeah.
So this guy interviewed who FBG Cash, rest in peace. The guy that I'm talking about, or that we're gonna say was his engineer and shit, and people were trying to say that he set him up and all this other. It's like a lot of bullshit. But I had interviewed him because I know this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, not FBG Cash. I never met him. Let's be very clear for all the Chicago motherfuckers. Don't come at me. I don't know nothing about no FBG, nothing. But my guy, I know him, so I gave him an opportunity on my platform or our platform to, set the record straight, or so to speak. And as I spoke to him earlier in the day, he says he's romanticizing death. You know, he's like, man, all I care about, man, is like, when I die, I want to be up there watching everybody just laughing and having a good time. And you know what I'm saying? Cracking jokes and shit. And I'm like, my nigga, don't you understand? You're not going to be there.
You're not going to be doing that.
Yeah, you're not going to be sitting back in the audience or in the, you know, up next to the fucking pastor. Thanks, man.
Chilling with all your homies from the set. No, you're not going to be doing that.
Even if you were, what about your wife and children?
Yeah, this
that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. Their mind state or their attention span is so fucking short that they don't see beyond that. You know what I'm saying? Like all they see. Put it like this. Nowadays, if you ask a youngster what his plans is for the day or tomorrow, it's one of three things, or it's three things. It's either I'm going to the studio, I'm going to hang out with the homies, or I'm going to mess with a little freak.
No, smoke is going to be on there right at the top of the list. So I'm going to smoke.
Smoking is in there anyway because that's what they do. That's what we do all day long. So smoking is in there. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be clear. Once it became like a thing and became legalized, it's like even parents sometimes have a hard time telling their kid, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But it's legal and they have access to it. So it's always like smoke first, you know, think later. You know what I mean? Way later.
Pretty much that's what it is. But you never notice that none of the answers that they give you are, I'm going to school today.
Right.
I'm going to the library today. Or I'm going to work today.
Nothing to build something or create
positivity. It's nothing of positivity, nothing that's going to push them forward in life. You know what I'm saying? Everything is right here and now. They don't know what ask them what they're gonna be in 5 years. They cannot answer you that. Only thing they can say is, hopefully I'll be rich.
Yeah, but this brings us right back full circle.
You said something with that.
The internet is the problem and the significant other to these motherfucking kids.
It's a gift and a curse.
No, it's significant other to these kids because a lot of parents, especially the little ones growing up now, instead of hearing them cry, toss them a tablet. And then forget about them. You don't know what they're looking up. And half the parents don't even understand you can put guidelines and shit on that so they're not looking at random ass shit and fucked up shit. And so these kids are looking at drive-by shootings, heads being blown off, necks being cut. They're not understanding the reality of it. It's like a video game to them. Life is a video game. They think they got 3 lives, and somehow they're going to come back, and it's going to be great. You know,
it's the access. I remember you guys remember back in the day they used to have these DVDs, and they only had the commercials come on like at 2:00 in the morning for Faces of Death. And like you can order that, and it'd be like crazy shit.
If you watch Faces of Death now, you'd laugh. Yeah. Compared to the shit you can see on YouTube, you'd laugh at that.
That was exactly where I was going with that. Like,
but Faces of Death scared me back in the day.
I was fucking terrified.
It scared shit out of me. I was like,
now YouTube is scarier than that.
I just said that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You know, I hate to say I found this funny, but okay. I forget his name, but it was a foreign dictator who got killed by basically his community. Like something happened and they were like beating his ass in the streets. I know y'all know who I'm talking about.
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you this: in a lot of countries, man, you steal, they cut one hand off. You steal it again, they cut both hands off. You steal one more time. They kill you.
The point I'm trying to make with that is you search that shit up, and you know how before sometimes you gotta really like search for stuff. That shit is out there. I used to always find it really, really irritating how they would always show the Kennedy assassination on TV, on the news. It would just be like you could just
your entire life you've seen that man's head being blown off.
Like you've seen his head being blown off. Like, and eventually you just get desensitized to it.
That's and it's like. So imagine children being desensitized to shootings and heads being blown off. And then the thought of being invincible, because I can remember being a child and thinking and not worrying about shit. I'm driving fast. I'm doing everything to the fucking maximum that it could possibly be done, without a thought or care about anybody else or whatever in the fuck, because I'm living, right? I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? And if I got in my first car, man, it got a little engine to it. You know what I mean? I'm doing that Thug Thizzle.
Well, if you really want to take it a step further, you got 50 Cent shot 9 times, still alive. Lil Reese. I mean, you know.
Yeah, so there's just the romanticism about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, when you're gone, you're gone.
You gone.
More than likely,
It's not a video game. You get that second and that third player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's like I look at Chicago the same way I look at LA. Here's my thing with Chicago. When you have 60 shootings over one freaking weekend, that's ridiculous.
No, that's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It is so normal that, like, where I live right now, I ain't gonna give out my fucking location, man. Fuck these niggas. But where I live, it's literally I'm in a very good neighborhood, but everything around me is fucked up.
And that's a literal fact. That's
a literal fact.
It's a literal fact.
If you walk one block, you in a whole different shit.
And every single, all the way around.
You know what I'm saying? All the way around my house. Everybody on my block literally been living here, except for the exception of us. We've been here 4 fucking years. Everybody's been here 40, 30 plus years. And it's retired firefighters, people of melanin, retired firefighters, police officers, and civil servants and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Go a couple blocks. It's like LA. But it's like
it's all about the sex.
It's different, because we could be in a car minding our fucking business, and you got to watch. Your head really got to be on a swivel out here.
Yeah, I'm
sure. It don't even matter about colors or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's just you just outside.
You outside, and you could just be somebody's initiation. You could just be in the crossfire, because these niggas shoot out here in daytime on the freeway. They don't give a fuck
at all. That's
like our freeways. Our freeways are the most dangerous place to be, because it's like you're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
But see, that's what they figured out. They figured out if I catch my enemy on the freeway, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy, because it's like everything for them is to kill.
No,
what about living?
Let's talk about the stupidity of the killing.
Yeah.
Not just the stupidity of killing someone for no apparent real reason, but going online and talking about it.
But do you guys agree that the minute piece of the whole scenario is the gratification that they get from their audience online? Because there's no.
That's what I just said.
But I'm saying there's no one at home that's speaking life into these people.
Exactly.
Oh, you know, you're smart. You did this. You did that. So all they get that's positive, aside from their homies and talking about their shoes and shit.
It's kind of hard to do when you're 12 years old and your mom is 25, and your sister is fucking, you know, 12 and pregnant.
It's a cycle.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a cycle of bullshit. And
the mom is going to be a grandma before she's fucking 30.
And I can't say it enough. You know, I say this shit all the time. Like, I do not care at all. People need to take care of their own. And I mean, by their own, I mean inside of your fucking house. The best thing to me about the COVID-19 pandemic, where it shut us all the fuck down, is that people had to actually be inside their house.
That was the worst thing for some people of melanin and people of color, because there's a lot of factors that involve in that. Because number one, you got motherfuckers that just don't trust the government.
That's true.
Now you got motherfuckers that can freely now, with a mask, walk into a store.
That's when everything went haywire. Think about it. That's when all the foolishness, when they said, okay, you can go back outside now, but you got to wear a mask. That's when all the minds got to thinking, I can do this, I can do that, and how they gonna recognize me. I can wear a mask anywhere I want to now, as opposed before when, see, in California, if your ass wore a fucking face mask, covering your entire face, and you walked across the street before the pandemic, the police was gonna have your ass on the curb.
That's how it was here too. Shit.
Yeah.
But now it can freely do it. So guess what? It just made motherfuckers go rampant. They don't care about the cameras. They don't care about anything. But they think they're going to get away with it because of the mask.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is
What you're not understanding nowadays, in the land of cell phones and social media, everybody got a camera.
But here's the even funnier part: is they do the shit with a mask and then go on social media without a mask.
Exactly. And see, that's where they wanting that recognition that they're not getting at home. That's where they wanting that word that they're not getting at home, that they did something right, or that they're good, or that they're great. No. See, that's where parenting come in, and that goes back to the same thing. Either your parents strung out on drugs, or they got too many damn kids and they can't look out after everybody. They got to work 2 or 3 jobs. It's always something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's always
either
something.
that, or the parent is too busy outside with her friends telling them. Because I go to the store and I do the shopping from my home, right? Because I also do the cooking. And by the way, there's a thing with artists. I've been telling my beautiful co-host all the time that the more we get artists and everything on this show, the more you'll see the similarities.
Yeah.
I myself cook, but this is what we do. Like, we're always looking. Like, if I'm burnt out over here, I'm gonna excel in this over here. You know what I'm saying? But let me digress. Fuck, I almost forgot.
You do the shopping at the grocery store.
Yeah, so, and I remember, well, not remember, but every time I go in the store, I always make my kids aware of other people's shopping carts. Not to be nosy, but I see these young mothers and everything is pre-prepared. It's all garbage ass food.
Microwave.
Everything. Noodles, chicken tenders, fucking everything. And I cook in my house every day.
So do I.
To make sure everybody gets fresh, fed to them, cooked, not pre-prepared, not, with GMOs and all kinds of fucking other shit. Yep. I cook for them. It's important that not only that we cook for our children, but we teach them what Granny used to teach us. You know what I'm saying? And Granny said, this is how you make cornbread. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. You know what I'm saying? And some of that shit instills these values. You know what I'm saying? And thinking of Granny or Pops at that moment may stop them from doing something stupid.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to pass on some history or something, you know what I mean? Like, if I do this, and this may sound stupid, but it is a thought. You know what I mean? If I do this, and I can never teach my son and daughter how to prepare these meals or music or whatever the fuck it is, draw, paint, do anything. Yeah.
Whatever is your God-given talent, right? You are supposed to bless your children with that talent. You understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to teach them things. What my mother used to do, and it used to make me so angry, man. I used to hate it. I couldn't stand it. But every time it rained and you couldn't go outside and you thought you was gonna lay around the house and do nothing and just watch cartoons and just lay around. No. My mama loved plants. So she had plants around the house everywhere. So you was gonna put all them plants outside so they can get some rainwater. And then the plants that was too small for their pots, guess what you was doing? You was repotting them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You was doing that. My mama would pull me into the kitchen and say, yeah, oh, you ain't got nothing to do? Oh, yeah, come here. I'm in there making mashed potatoes, fried chicken, and I hate it. And I'm like, Mama, why are we the only ones who do this stuff? But my mama told me one thing that always stuck to me. Because she said, whenever you become a grown man, you is not coming to my house talking about you hungry and you can't cook.
Yeah,
So you got to find yourself something to eat. So to this day, my fiance does not cook at all. She's a football mom. She's taking our kids to the game. She's fundraising. She's doing all this. So why should she have to worry about cooking? No, I take care of all that. You know,
church. I myself, but I do have this thing where I don't cook on Fridays. I just don't, and I won't.
Yeah.
But I cooked tonight, and them motherfuckers left, and I was so mad. I was like, I wasn't mad. I was looking at my wife. She's like, "Are you really going right now?" Because they're leaving to London tomorrow. My daughter and my wife, and I'm like, I'm cooking on a Friday to make sure you guys have like a beautiful meal
Before you go.
She's like, we'll be back like right around the time your podcast ends. Like, fuck the podcast. I'm cooking for you on a Friday when I don't fucking cook on Fridays.
I didn't even pay attention to the fact that I smell food. I'm like,
yeah, like what the fuck? All right. It's whatever, but it's the little things. And I used to have homies that'd be like, man, why are you always cooking for your family, man? I said, because if I never have anything else to give them, you know what I'm saying? If I turn out to be like a piece of shit, right? At least they know I fed them and I catered to them and I gave them something and I taught them something. You know what I mean? If I, I'm not saying that I don't teach my kids shit. I'm just saying, if it was my only device.
But that's special though.
Yeah, because you're giving your heart and your love, man. I put my foot in everything I cook. Oh, I'm a rapper. Put my foot in everything. No,
I'm pretty sure that all their homies know that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody that knows me knows about the cooking, but I take cooking like I take music. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And this is what my co-host is that the more we interview people that are creative, you always find these common grounds. There's always the common grounds, and it's like most rappers and people that make music and everything have the craziest sense of humor. Not only that, they either cook, draw, paint, they do something. And that's because our brains work different. And we kind of always have to have something going on because, like I tell my wife all the time, like you don't understand what it is to get an idea and then stare at the ceiling all night long because you don't know how to like bring it
to fruition.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. It's a real thing, and she's beginning to notice. I'm not saying maybe you didn't. I know you didn't know it. Just saying. She getting mad right now. Right, but it's a thing, and that's why, like, when I thought about having a podcast and how I wanted the podcast to be, that's why it's called Unwrap, because we're unwrapping the things about the culture that motherfuckers don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? They skip over, like when you skip a rock across a little river or lake. Yeah, they only want to touch the top layer. They forget about this.
Ask a youngster have they ever done that before, and that's the simplest thing in the world, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah, ain't it?
Ask it.
It's really it's simple, but it's so complicated.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But it's a beautiful situation. They don't know nothing about it. Nothing.
I remember when I went to Texas, I took my kids, went to a lake, and I said, "No, can you skip a rock across the water?" There's like, you know what I'm saying? And I what they thought is I picked up a random rock. No, I'm skilled. I picked one that has a flat surface.
Flat, gotta be flat.
Gotta be flat. And I go, watch this. This is gonna fuck you up, because I do talk to my kids like, this is gonna fuck you up. And she said, ping, 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 skipping across the water. They were like, how did you do that?
That is really
Pick up a rock.
fascinating to see.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can do it. First throw, boom, straight in the water. Bloop. Straight in the water. Everything's straight in the water, and they're getting frustrated now. And I'm telling them, calm down. What you're missing is the whole story. You know what I'm saying? This is like life. This is like chess. This is like shit. Think before you move.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do it? Well, I picked out the smoothest rock. I picked out the flattest rock. And then I aim it ever so slightly and then throw it. I don't throw down. I throw up and in.
I wanted to skip off the water, so I make it barely touch the water.
Touch the water. Yeah.
Exactly.
But as simple as that is a life lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just grab right there because you're going to sink.
Mm-hmm.
Think before you grab. Give it some thought. Give it an angle. And then thrust and let go. This is like the book I told you about, being the arrow. It's important for us to give our kids the right balance of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right balance of thought, the right balance of processing the thought, the right balance of understanding the thought, and then the right balance of making that choice.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then, of course, accepting the consequence.
Yeah,
From
because if
choice.
they make that bad choice, then I ain't got shit to say to you, nigga. I gave you all the guns and ammo to elude yourself from this shit.
Exactly.
But if you, this is what you chose,
And then the grace, you know what I'm saying, to move on
yeah.
with whatever choice you make.
All right, here's what happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We as parents,
Mm-hmm.
it's our job to instill those values. But sometimes what they're not going to do, like take for example, for me, my mother didn't raise a gangster. She
Right.
raised me to be a gentleman. She raised me to say yes, ma'am, yes, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. To respect my elders and all that. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in the streets, to hold myself respectful and accountable and all these things that I do. It was my decision to go out there and get in trouble and gang bang.
You had to bump your motherfucking head.
Exactly. It was my decision to go out there and get in trouble, gang bang, rob, steal, do all the shit that I did. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say, oh, well, my mother didn't know. She did everything in the world for me. You know what I'm saying? It was my choice to make the mistakes that I made. But at the same time, I learned from those mistakes quickly, because my mother used to always say, when you see somebody else do something stupid and they fuck up and something happens, there go your learning lesson.
Yeah.
Right.
And then now you have the presence of mind to sit in hindsight and pull those lessons and understand.
Exactly. But for me, it was always this one thing. Because my mother, even though she was 5'2", she was not gonna play with you. She'll sock you in your mouth. She'll kick you. She'll hit you with a brick, a belt, or something. You know what I'm saying? She didn't give a shit. So whenever I got in trouble, it always came back to me.
Hey, listen, that's a really crazy story. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna take us off course for a second, but it's just so funny. So it was Halloween. I think I was 13 or something, and my brother's 2 years younger than me, so he was 11. And we went trick or treating, right? And my mom was like, "You ain't gonna eat all this fucking candy." Nah, bitch, I'm hiding it. She hid all the candy, and my mom used to work at night, and we found the fucking candy. And we ate damn near all that shit. She came home and she's like, y'all been so good. I'm about to treat y'all to some candy.
Oh, hell no.
She opened that shit when she hit it, and there was like crumbs of candy left. If I tell you my mom lost her motherfucking mind, she lost her motherfucking mind, because it was a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things that I didn't understand at that time. But the craziest part was, we're at that age where, because my mom was a very little woman, and we were getting taller than her. And you know what that means, right? She pulled that belt out, bow, bow. She's hitting us, bow, bow. We're against the door, like, no, mom, no. But we ain't crying no more.
She gonna beat your ass until you cry.
No. For my mom, that just means bigger artillery.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what my mom meant. Bigger artillery.
She went and got our baseball bat from fucking Little League, came back in the living room. She's like, oh, so it don't hurt no more? Okay. Came back with the baseball bat. Now it's like, no, mama, no. Ah! She took one swing, missed us both, clipped me at the fucking calf. And I'm like, ow, I'm hit. And true story. I start crying. I'm like, this shit getting serious. I'm crying. Legit tears. No, actually, my bad. I took the hit and I didn't fucking cry or nothing. And my mom stopped and looked at me and she's like, oh, you tough now. You want to take his ass whooping too? And I remember my little brother looking at, rest in peace, Tino. He looked up at me like,
please.
Nah, we both got our ass beat. She didn't hit us too hard with the baseball bat, but we had some bruises.
I just got one question for you.
Who, me?
When you found the candy, because I'm to this day I'm scared of my mom. I don't give a shit.
Well, I was scared of my mama. We didn't know we was gonna eat all that shit.
No. I don't care.
When you're kids, you don't give a fuck. You just like, there's plenty there. When you found
the candy, you knew she hit it. So the first thing you didn't think was, oh shit.
Now, first of all, we was trying to find the shit beforehand. We were like, I know she hit it.
That was crazy.
And she hit it in the most obvious place.
I might have took one piece of that candy.
And
I took one. That's it.
Yeah.
Our celebration was just so big, we couldn't, And who would have known she was going to come home like, y'all been really good.
Man, y'all deserve this shit.
Short-lived.
Right. That's right.
And as we speak on that kind of shit, we're speaking about children and the internet and those type of quick, instant gratification. Instant shit that these kids are fucking getting right now.
Everything's fast.
Like they're watching porn before porn. Like the porn now is so crazy. I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember porn. I was like, yeah, stick it in her. Yeah.
Now
it's like spitting, biting, grabbing, choking a bitch with choking a bitch with your foot, as you're fucking doing it to a doggy style. How in the fuck do you do that, my man? You know what I'm saying? And secondly, my wife is not going for any of this shit.
And maybe that's why.
Fuck my fantasies. I'm like, I would love to like put my.
No. Like, how do you even explain that?
No, even telling it, open your mouth. Shut the fuck. She's like, what are you doing? The fuck's your problem? This shit's so fucking crazy. No, this shit's so crazy, but our kids they're exposed to this shit.
Well, I mean, they got cell phones now. They can watch anything they want to watch. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. And the parents ain't paying attention to what they doing on these fucking cell phones.
I don't know about you, but I do. I got a son.
Well, a lot of them not.
He better not sit his phone down, but at the same time, I'm like, I better not sit my phone down.
Everybody don't want everybody to see their browser.
Everybody don't want, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to see what I'm looking at.
We all got skeletons.
They might look at that and see like, he's not going to do that to my mother.
Yeah. That's the new thing.
I'd be like in my mind, like if you only knew your mother.
Right. Fuck them skeletons. Where's the skeletons in your browser history?
But yeah, my wife ain't going for my foot on her neck as I'm doing her doggy style. She ain't going for that shit.
That sounds terrifying. Like, no.
What do you mean?
First of all, somebody gonna
it looks really comfortable for both parties.
Man,
online.
That's because they got paid $48,000.
Eventually die.
Right. Yes. For real.
All right, I'm gonna go there.
Here we go.
Does anybody know what a pink sock is? Am I the only one?
Oh my God. I got a couple of what is it?
Are we sure we're cool here?
We're in the trust
Is
tree.
everybody we're in the trust
in
tree.
the trust tree. Yes.
Okay. It's not going to get outside of this room.
It's not. No.
Cadillac Chronicles is not going to tell anybody.
No, he's not.
No.
Okay. Are we on the internet?
I don't think so.
Okay, fine. It's when they pull your actual intestines from your ass out and let it hang.
Oh hell no.
How does one do that?
I don't know. It's out there. I didn't look for it personally, but somebody said to me, "Hey man, there's a guy I know that is like seriously addicted to porn. Good guy. He's just addicted to porn." This motherfucker hits me one day and said, "Hey man, you ever heard of Pink Sock?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't know what the fuck that is." Or the Hurt Olympics. Let's not even talk about that.
No, you brought
I don't even know what kind of fucking shit this guy be going.
Like, why? Like, don't bring it up if you're not gonna talk about it. Now, what's that?
Well, let me get past the Pink Sock first. It's where they pull out from the bow, and then it's just and
I got
then
so many questions.
and then the guy keeps on doing the bow while it's hanging out of the bow.
Well, what the fuck?
I don't even understand it.
All right.
But then again, listen. Let's just say this for the sake of Cadillac Chronicles and for the sake of Unwrap and everything else. We don't condone any of this shit. We are not glorifying anything like this. We don't want anybody to even try to out and do any of these things.
if you out here in these streets doing
but
Pink Socks,
it does speak to the fact.
I don't know.
It does speak to the fact that there's so much information and so much shit out there that it's dangerous for our children to see these things and become so fucked up here that they don't understand why everybody. I thought everybody did that.
Yeah.
No, everybody don't get their intestines pulled completely out of their ass. And
I agree because recently, I say about a month ago, we had, and this is wild. I should have did a story on this one, but we had a 14-year-old kid, black kid, raped and killed a homeless white woman.
Let me back you up. Can I get some breaks? Let me back you up because I'm gonna throw something at you. Iceberg Slim said in one of his books. Yeah, I do read. But Iceberg Slim said in one of his books, I don't recall the name of the book or the but he said within melanin people, we didn't have these freaky fucked up things, natures and. You know what I mean? Like, because tribal shit is tribal shit. You have to do this. You have to be this. You have to live by this. There's a code, so to speak, like a code of ethics and morality and things. You know, even homosexuality was not condoned, but at the same time, well, if that's how you feel, you can't be here.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the black community is like shunning. You know what I mean? Not shunning, but do kind of shun, you know what I mean? Or for men to speak on homosexuality is like super fucking taboo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you go anywhere in the world, you'll find that same sentiment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I didn't say cinnamon. I said sentiment.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm just talking fast.
I got you.
Okay. So it's very tough and difficult, you know, back to the Iceberg Slim. He said before the colonizers came, we didn't have these problems. We didn't have these sick thoughts. We didn't have all of these things. People of color did not have set thoughts. And those thoughts were brought by not only in slavery, you know, being enslaved, but the master, so to speak. I don't even like saying that, but the exposure of the master defiling someone's wife and doing all the rudest things that this man has never, as a husband, has even thought about doing to his wife. Mm-hmm. So this introduction of this, for lack of better terms, freakiness was never a part of people of melanin.
That's an interesting perspective.
No, no. If you really look back
It's
and,
facts, like a
and shit,
motherfucker, but
it's crazy.
yeah.
But if you also think about, again, I digress to the Willie Lynch letters, because that's also what you're doing when you do that. You're telling the husband he ain't shit.
Mm-hmm. Look what I did to
Look what I did to you in front of your entire family. I make the kids watch this shit. I make everything, all these things happen. And within the Willie Lynch letters, it says this will, if this is done right, it will show itself 500 to 1,000 years if done right. If done right, you will see all of these certain things happen. Now, let's ask ourselves, what is Sunday best to you?
I mean, it's more than
No. Just answer the question.
It's more than looking nice.
Okay.
I mean, it's acting accordingly.
All right. What is Sunday best to you, my man?
Sunday best, man. Yeah, it's living accordingly, man. You know, doing your thing on Sunday. You know.
Nope.
But it's
way deeper. It's way deeper.
Yeah.
So the slave owners used to outdo each other in order to flex on your other slave owner is to give your slaves some of your clothes to wear their Sunday best. That's where it came from.
Wow.
So niggas been taught for hundreds of years to always floss, dress, have the baddest shit. It'll all start making sense, to always think about fashion and other things before you think about the home, before you think about killing, before you think about anything. I gotta look good while I do it.
That's true.
I can't make this shit up, and I don't mean to get all like crazy about it, but this is why I gotta stop saying mine. This is why our podcast is called Unwrap. You feel me? And I remember, like, when I reached out to you, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing that you reached back out to us, because, you know, I'm getting tired of interviewing people that I know.
Yeah, that's
you
funny.
know what I'm saying?
That is, yes, that's hilarious.
You know, and I know a lot of people, don't get me wrong. I still got way more, but I'm trying to get, you know.
But this is fresh.
Yeah, this is new.
Wonderful conversation.
This is great.
But to go back to what he was saying, you didn't do the story. You just put that headline out there. Now, did you know any of the background information about the young man that
or any story?
Yeah, that did that to
I didn't even put the headline out there. I wanted to do the story, but I didn't. It just blew my mind as far as like how young this kid was. I mean, 14 years old, to have sexual urges to that point to where you're ready to kill. That's mind-boggling to me. You know what I'm saying?
Was he this child of color?
Yes, he said the kid was black. Yeah. So I mean, because you don't know any background information about the young man.
I don't know anything about the young man. I just knew from what I read in the story, he was supposedly homeless. And that's pretty much all the story gave, that he was homeless and he did this to this woman. And how are you homeless and you're 14 years old? Like, where is your parents?
And I wonder though too, there's a couple of Asperger's syndrome. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I live with somebody with that.
They say that in some cases, some people who have it, their sexual desires, if they don't get it, once they start to have those urges, they act out in very violent ways. Yeah. So I'm not trying to put that.
But that's Asperger's syndrome. Like, I live with somebody with that.
Okay.
And you can never confront this person, even as much solitude as you give and humility. It's always going to be met with fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And their thought process is, you know, not to get off topic, but the thought process is like, I'm doing something and nobody else is doing it. In the meantime, you're fucking everything up while you do it. But no one asked you and told you that you had to do it, it's forcing you or anything, because if you don't do it, guess what? It's going to get done.
Yeah.
But they can't process that in their head. But anyways, let's get back to topic.
But that was why I brought that up, the Asperger's part of it, because for somebody to be so young and you're at the beginning of being introduced to sexual desires, like why did it go so? That's like really, 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 really permanent and aggressive and violent. And I mean, that shit is.
Well, there could be a number of things. And by the way, before we even go any further, I got to give some disclaimers. We don't want any violence upon anybody. We don't condone any of these things. We're just literally having conversation about said subjects. And I just don't want anybody to take anything that we say as like, oh, that's what they think. Try to run with it or do whatever. No. Unwrap. We just trying to talk about shit. Cadillac Chronicles, just trying to put it out there, just to be people to be aware of what's happening, and maybe people will start making steps to making the shit better. You know what I'm saying? And so I just need to put that disclaimer out there because I don't want anybody to come back in the comments or anything and be like, y'all motherfuckers on bullshit. Y'all perpetuating the fucking violence and doing what? No, we're not. What we're here is we're talking about my man's who's is making a name for himself on the internet by giving headlines.
Yeah.
Crazy hustle. Dope hustle. I wish I had thought that. I would have been, I don't know what the fuck I'd have said, but I'd have figured something out. You know what I mean? But I love the fact that that's what you're doing because, as you can see, I'm trying to get us back on topic because I don't, we could go down a really crazy rabbit hole.
Yeah, we can.
Of shit.
Do you feel your presence out there in the online community? Like, do you feel like you are the monstrosity that you are? I mean, it's happening.
I definitely feel it's happening. I mean, when I started out, I started my YouTube channel. I had 2 subscribers. 2. Yeah. And I was literally doing videos and getting 1 and 2 and 3 and 5 views. You know what I mean? So at this particular point, I'm surpassed 500 subscribers. And my shorts is getting hundreds of thousands of views. So I feel I am a presence, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm a force to be reckoned with because I'm not going to stand in your lane. No, I don't want your lane. You know what I mean? I want my own lane.
What if you get confronted by one of these crazy YouTube motherfuckers with about 1 million followers? Which would be great because Do you actually engage them?
Oh yeah. We finna, if we can't hop in the physical boxing ring, then we finna hop in this verbal boxing ring. If we got an issue, then we finna go for it. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm about to say? Yeah. First of all, give that man a fucking round of applause for that. Yeah. Because I live for the shit. Yeah. I don't talk shit about nobody. We don't talk shit about nobody. We just, the whole goal, like you have a goal with your shit, right? And I'm going to tell you what the goal of. No, you tell them what the goal is, because at this point she should know.
I mean, we really are trying to get to people, even if it's just one person that learns something from our content on any given day. I mean, it's not in vain,
right?
But since we're talking about people who are with the shits. You had a video where you were talking about somebody, and forgive me because I don't know the specifics, but you were addressing someone who I think they did something inappropriate to someone that was younger. Almost seemed like they might have been grooming somebody for some fuckery or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And he came at you for exposing him, if you will. And I like the way you checked his ass.
If you will, he exposed him.
Right, he exposed, but I like the way you
speak the truth. Like, always speak the truth.
This shit wasn't done under cloak. Like. I literally said what you did. That shit was bogus as hell what you did. And since you want to bring it up, goddamn it, this is specifically why I said you ain't shit. Like I appreciated that. Because it was class.
I look at it like this. I want to talk about things that I know, that I've experienced, that I've dealt with, that I know someone else has dealt with. So there's 2.
He did the hood shake. You see me? He's like this.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to say it, but there's 2 people that has they platform or whatever, and one of them he's a big name. I got to give it to him. You know, he got hundreds of thousands of
Are we talking about
subscribers.
Sponson White? Who are we talking about?
And hold on, I kind of don't want to say his name or their name.
Fuck that
You know what
nigga.
I'm saying? But I mean, I might. But I mean, my thing is this: when I ran into one of them,
His name, it doesn't do anything but make us better.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
okay. Well, there's a guy on YouTube named Miko Worldwide. Okay.
I know who cocksucker
That
is.
was the one whose name I knew I was familiar
Yeah.
He does
Go
the
ahead.
hood blogs, the so-called hood blogs or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, after watching him for a while and hearing some things, a lot of things started coming out. He kidnapped a 10-year-old boy. He did some things sexually to the boy. He another incident where he did something to a 17-year-old kid, boy, sexually.
And you exposed that.
Huh?
You exposed him?
It was already out there, but
No, it's public. We
my
all
thing
know
was
what
this.
public information is.
It was already out there, but my thing was this. My thing was, I was wondering why nobody was really saying anything or paying any attention to it.
Right.
So for me, it brought me flashbacks because at the age of 12, I was raped by a 16-year-old female.
See? Now this goes back to some other shit because I was talking way before. I had to delete some, like a lot of those early podcasts because we were like talking about a lot of shit. And I spoke upon one of my mom's friends doing that to me at the age 12, 13 years old. And I was doing shit that I didn't even fucking know about. And what that did was it really fucked my head up as far as what I thought a woman wanted or how I should present myself. And because this woman was in her damn near 30s or 40s or something, and I'm a child, pushing me down, you know. Hey, listen, teach me how to eat pussy. All right. If I said it. But this is Unwrapped. This is what we do. We talk about real shit. And yo, so I'm not going to be, you know what I'm saying? But it fucked me up. It fucked me up about relationships. It fucked me up about things, you know, in life, you know, and being molested is something very, very serious. If your brain cannot manage and understand what an orgasm or shit is.
Yeah. And to see somebody out here online with a platform,
that's crazy.
They got this shit going on.
That's bananas.
You know what I'm saying? That's triggering for
and nobody was saying anything. That was my thing. Nobody was saying anything. So I said, you know what? This is some bullshit. He need to be put on blast for his actions. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I started doing.
Blast?
And
can we get some goddamn applause from the motherfucker?
You know, so that's what I started doing. And
guns in the air. I mean, yo, listen. I am not trying to cut you off, but goddamn it, get some guns. We need some fucking tire screeches. We need all that shit to let people know that this shit is very fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And it needs to be addressed at any point, any time. And the fact that you're doing those kinds of things, along with these short ass announcements of this and this happened, it's amazing. It's amazing to me because, and I think my co-host and probably the engineer, I don't know, is he focused on engineering or is he focused on other shit?
I mean, you know how the engineer is. His focus is his focus.
Okay. But point being is what do you say?
He said he's focused.
I'm focused.
You didn't know that. I told you there was an engineer in here, but he's not here with us. But somehow
he just kind of glide in and out.
He be gliding in, yeah. But yeah, it's facts. And I think my co-host got a thing for him, and she ain't even knowing if he's white, black, or whatever in the fuck. But this motherfucker, every fucking Friday, he's in the show, and then sometimes he be like, "Yeah, that's right."
I may or may not know what.
You know what I'm saying? There's some shit going on. But anyways, the shit's it's funny, but not funny because listen, I'm trying to run a fucking podcast here, and
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Since you called him out and he made those comments, have you guys had engagement?
Any
then?
backlash?
We had a couple of back and forwards. As far as Miko Worldwide, we had a couple of back and forwards, but he eventually got tired of the words because I'm like, with these words, what I'm saying, I'm real cold with them. So, I'll cut you without touching you. You know what I mean? So
ain't nothing wrong with him.
And then right after we had our little situation, he had a little situation with a guy named China Mac. He has a huge following.
Let's be clear. China Mac is fucking Brooklyn. All right.
Yeah, man, China Mac is huge. So China Mac put him on blast, and they had their little thing. So I kind of just let it go.
And Asiatic people are niggas. Let's be clear. Let's proceed. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get into geography and shit because I'll fuck everybody up with my knowledge of geography and shit and how this shit affects melanin. And her, mayonnaise.
I have to say though,
you know what I'm saying?
This seems to be a thing with us. So we're interviewing him, and it's the conversation is so fire that we really didn't get real deep into you as a person, and what I'm saying, letting the people know. And this shit happens all the time.
Well, he's amazing.
I mean,
I was like, I don't know. I was like, fuck. Everybody I've been
need a part 2. I don't know.
We might need a part 2.
We can do that.
I say less. We'll talk about that out offline.
Yeah,
but let's just say, because I generally like to keep this shit at hour and a half. It doesn't feel like we've been over here doing this shit for an hour and a half.
And those are the conversations that we love to have, Yeah. But I think that when you're able to come back, if we can scratch the surface and hear more about you as a person and the things that you're interested in and what you're passionate about and why you're passionate and all that you do.
Yeah.
Like that would be our focus, and we will try to stick to that.
But we're never gonna stick to the same topic because the reason I say that is because the motherfucker can't say something and you think one way and I think another.
And it's thought provoking in the general sense. Like I was thinking about what you do, and it's like I think that it'd be cool if people would start to take it back to like supper clubs and shit where like you had a bunch of adults getting together.
Such a dreamer.
And then motherfucker can pull up they phone on YouTube and just go to you and be like, boom, here goes some conversation. Like it's a whole night worth of conversation.
Yeah.
Just when I was doing research, just looking up, I was just like, what the fuck? Half of the shit I saw, I'm like, what? What's happened? And it's like, I mean,
I actually
that's what we need though. That's what the world needs. I'm so serious when I say that. I'm so serious.
No, he's definitely found a lane, number one. Building that lane, number 2, and the truth of the matter is what you just said. That's what motherfuckers need. Sometimes they just need a headline.
Yeah, and
these illiterate ass motherfuckers need to go read it.
That's true.
Exactly.
And find out.
Put it like this. I look at it like this. If I came and hit you with a soft ass branch off a tree, little twig, you know what I'm saying? I hit you, gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, it's not gonna affect you physically, right? But like you said, if I came and hit you with a baseball bat, you're gonna feel that shit.
Oh yeah, you gonna feel it, and you gonna feel it a little bit.
Yeah. And
so my thing is, if I can make you feel some type of way off of just a headline, off of a 15-second or a 1-minute video, then you're going to be so interested that you're going to come back for more.
Yep.
Okay. Let me tell you something, man. I feel what you're saying. I really do. But there's more to it.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that.
Oh, it's a whole lot more to it. I want to
Hold. How we know you're not fake? How we know you're not the real deal? You know what I mean? Some people, you know what I mean? I'm not accusing you or anything. I'm just saying how we know you're not a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, even Kanye just walked out with White Lives Matter.
I mean, you could look at his history though, and you could see like it's consistency.
Can we?
Yeah, like he's. Like,
I don't know.
I
mean, he can speak for himself. He don't need you to speak for. I don't think he needs cheerleaders.
But I'm just putting it out there. Like,
okay,
there's consistency. There's consistency.
Yeah, exactly like she said. You can see the consistency. I'm not Charleston White. And
because
we had that conversation.
That's what I was looking for. Because I you understand what I'm now that I say it. You understand what I'm looking for, right? Charleston White started out sitting in his car talking shit with no subscribers, no nothing.
He was the community activist starting out.
Yep.
Yeah, I help the kids. Yeah, I'm for the kids. Yeah, I got kids that's just getting out of jail. I'm going to take them shopping. We finna do this. They going to school, yada, yada. But soon as the shit popped off, you ain't heard shit about no kids. You ain't heard shit about meeting with no mamas and trying to help their kids. You ain't heard shit about no community activisms. You understand what I'm saying? So then he sits here and says, I'm going after all the rappers because the rappers are characters. Charleston White is the biggest character of them all.
Listen, I will tell you this, and I've had this conversation with my co-hosts. Yes, on this show, I'm Heat Detector. That is a character, right? She is Nas Vino. That is a character. The goddamn engineer is a goddamn character. But what we are going to do and what we're not going to do is become the character, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The character is now there's a stealth mode so we can speak. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if somebody recognizes me or whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, run whatever you want to run, nigga. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna stand on what I stand on, and I'm not hiding behind Heat Detector or Unwrap, if that makes any sense. Because what's being said here is really truly how I feel. What's being said here, I believe that my co-host really is truly speaking from a genuine place, and I just have to believe that the engineer is doing the same because he ain't even got to be seen. He can say whatever the fuck he want to say, but that is the whole point of Unwrap, and this is why I get everything that you're doing so well. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't just get the hustle part. That's a whole nother story. I get what you're doing. I understand it. You know what I mean? Like, on so many different levels. And I don't know if I went crazy right there. Did I go crazy?
A little bit. Just a little bit, but it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, as creators, we have to keep our creative energy moving, because if we don't, we can't sleep. Yeah. It fucks up the family. It fucks up our dynamic. We must be able to be who we truly are, our true selves, if that makes sense. And we're so blessed to have people that understand that, because it's one thing, meet a motherfucker and they go like, oh, I love it, you're an artist. But when they really get down to the bottom, the nitty gritty, they're like, oh, yo, that's too much. I can't fuck with this dude who has sleeping patterns, but at the same time, goddamn, he can cook his fucking ass off. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, he's just like, he's so motherfucking funny. But God, all it does is make me fucking laugh. But there's so many layers to his shit. I don't know if I can understand it. Yeah. It takes a certain woman. And somebody just said, and they ain't even showing themselves, They said facts 100. Well, good looking out. Show yourself next time.
Facebook, you
Be a man or a woman or whatever. But yeah, there's so many levels to being a creative person. Now, don't think for 1 second you're not a creative person just because you give headlines or do something, because it took a creative thought for you to do that.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
It took something from Jim Crow, from Willie Lynch. When nothing is given to you, you make some.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say this again. When nothing is given to you, what must you do? You better motherfucking make some.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like at the bigger scheme and the bigger picture of all of this, and even having you on the show, man, by the way, we feel so honored and nothing but gratitude for you being on the show. And I was telling my co-host, I was like, this is first podcast, and I'm like, but we're on the same kind of level as him. But he like, yeah, y'all my first podcast, and I'm like, damn, nigga, if you only understood, we trying to get like you. But let's work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let's work. You feel me?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what it's all about, though. Collaboration and just growing and pushing the culture forward. I mean, it's a great platform for anybody. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully people use that power for good. That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
That's really what we trying to do.
It's definitely going to happen, because when you put it out there and you are determined for it to go in a certain direction, you know what I'm saying? It's going to go in that direction. If you don't take no for an answer and you just keep on grinding, like he said, keep it consistent. You guys going to be on Fridays at 8:30. You keep it like that, and it's going to pop off. You know what I mean? That's why my thing was, you know what? I'm not going to stop. I don't care about the criticism. I don't care, if I piss somebody off. I don't care about none of that. Because
Can we get some,
after all that I've seen and all the feedback that I've gotten back, and the fact that I'm helping certain people and a lot of people feel what I'm doing, I can't stop. I can't stop now. I mean,
you are already invested.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're already invested. And we say this all the time. Yeah, we joke around. We fucking talk a lot of shit. Yeah, I'm probably drunk. She's sober all the time. I don't know. But here's the thing. It's very imperative to me that at the end of the day that there's something to be learned. Not just a fuckery ass show. Yeah, we're here. We want to unwrap rap. That's why it's called Unwrap. You feel me? I don't think people are getting it yet, but they will get it.
They will.
You know what I'm saying? We're talk about the shit. You know what I mean? Rap is the biggest commodity in the world right now. The culture. We're not talking about rap music. We're talking about the fucking culture.
Mm-hmm.
How we dress. And when I say we, I'm talking about people of melanin.
Us.
Everything we do is being recorded, copied, pasted, and put everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we as a community need to take charge of this. And I don't think that motherfuckers understand it. Shaniqua, that is a grandma now at 35, and she hates the fact that they call her grandma. Doesn't understand that she doesn't understand she still has a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
She doesn't understand that she still has a platform. She doesn't understand that she can tell and uplift girls that how she feels isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
And I said to my kid the other day, right? They was finna buy, I don't even know who kid they was finna buy shoes for. They were gonna buy some Jordans or something like for a newborn. I was like, and they were like $100 something. Like, get the fuck out of here. I taught you better than that. Them shoes will get outgrown before
in 3 weeks.
You know it.
Yep.
Why would you do that? Don't buy your kids, like, listen, this is a PSA. Don't buy anybody's grandma, aunties, nephews, unless their foot is fully grown. Buy them niggas some Payless shit. You know what I mean? Buy them niggas some shit. Like, you know what I'm
Payless
saying?
don't exist no more, so we can't go to Payless.
Man, look, I wish it did. Because we need those things. Because Payless humbled niggas. Payless will humble your ass. When your mama said, oh, well, okay, well, you ain't wearing that shit. Put them Velcro Payless motherfucking joints on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See you when you get home, honey.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. But anyways, so our podcast is we ain't trying to be like nobody.
Mm-mm.
We ain't trying to act like nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm the hothead. I'm the crazy one. I'm the one that says a lot of fucked up shit. Yeah, I take that. And you know what? And when the time comes and somebody says anything, yeah, don't worry about it. I got it. Man, fuck these motherfuckers. I'm too quick-witted. I'm too quick-witted. She is a gangster in the lovable character. You know what I'm saying? But I would say this. We got a couple questions for you. I'm gonna let her read them.
Oh,
and these questions is you a real OG? Is you real old school? Or you like new school nigga? You know what I mean?
So old school versus new school.
Yeah.
Just random shit.
No, he can hey, yo, this is not Drink Champs. We're not doing the quick time slime. This is first time. So I'm
Okay. Kendrick or Rakim?
Oh, Rakim.
Okay.
Wait, you can't just move forward because that's an LA nigga. Kendrick is LA. Rakim is old school. But I also understand if we don't have Rakim, we don't have a lot of rappers.
Yeah.
Man,
let's be clear about that.
Man. Rakim, Eric B. and Rakim, man, they staples of hip hop. You can never, I don't care how long they've been in the game, I don't care what city they from, they can be your brother or your sister. But no, you cannot put nobody past the staple of hip hop. Eric B. and Rakim. Rakim had the first hardest flows out of everybody. He killed the track every time he touched it. No other rapper touched him.
But the fact of the matter is, if we don't have a Rakim, niggas is still.
You know what? You stupid.
No, I'm dead serious.
When rap first came out before Rakim, there was always you say a few bars, you break. You say a few bars, you break. Rakim was the first one, in my opinion, who flowed constantly on the track with no break.
Now here's what he also did. He's in Marty Marl's studio, right? He's laying on the couch. They tell him to stand up. You can't get the right vocals if you don't stand up. He's on some Marvin Gaye shit.
Fuck y'all.
Marvin Gaye, there's a whole documentary on Marvin Gaye. He sang a couple of albums, and all he did was lay on a couch and orchestrate. You know what I'm saying? God damn, our people are fucking crazy. Listen, if we don't have Rakim, Kendrick Lamar will never exist.
Exactly.
This is a point. This is a fact.
I don't even see the point of going through this list.
All right, go ahead. Next one.
No, I'm saying we already know what he's gonna pick.
We don't know. We don't know. He might be crazy.
Here's the only one that I'm interested in.
No. Go down the list.
Scarface or Paid in Full?
Talking about the movies. All day, baby.
Fuck this list.
Fuck that. I'm gonna keep.
He's gonna pick.
Because I strategically did this shit.
You strategically did some bullshit. He gonna pick all
Queen Latifah and Nicki Minaj.
Queen Latifah.
Exactly.
Why?
What? First lady? First lady? What do you mean? Why? First lady? She didn't have to take off no clothes to make her songs pop. She didn't have to twerk to make her songs pop.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. He's gonna pick
I know what he's gonna pick, but here's the point. What did he say? Because she ain't gonna take her fucking clothes off to fucking do anything. Can we go down the list? Thank you.
NWA or Wu-Tang? This might be a little different.
NWA.
Okay.
That's the LA thing, but also too,
Yeah.
it broadened the world to LA, but they didn't listen.
Okay.
NWA made me act a goddamn fool, and I went nuts after listening to NWA, Gangsta, all that extra shit, straight out of Compton. I acted a fucking fool. I didn't act a fool on Wu-Tang. I acted a fool on NWA though.
First of all, we see your blue glasses. You know what I'm saying? And then also too, one of your messages, you said, let's get it bracking.
Oh, that's hilarious. Third base or Post Malone? I mean,
Third base. What? Post Malone, man, he need no. Third base.
okay, here's another one.
Because because it's white rappers. But I don't think Post Malone is really like the love that like third base got from niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Third base. Look, here's the thing. Third base rapped. Post Malone don't exactly rap. He kind of sings a little bit in between. No, third base.
But the reason why, but he is white though.
He is white. He's a Caucasoid.
He is white. Caucasoid. You said Caucasoid?
You never heard of that before?
No, that's new to me. I'm gonna look that one up. I might fuck around and use those. Thank you.
Okay, P Diddy or Master P?
Master P.
All day, baby.
I can't do the P Diddy and the shiny suits and all that shit. I can only do the P Diddy when he was fucking with Biggie. But you know, when I think about the whole situation, P Diddy is just a grimy type of dude. So it's like, you know what? I'll stick with Master P. You know what I mean?
Nah, everybody know that.
Okay, now this one is hilarious. Ice Cube or Gucci Mane?
Ice Cube.
Yeah, I don't
All
even,
day.
Yeah, I don't know.
All day.
This shit is,
Nah, I just wanted to see where your mind was at. That's like a checkpoint. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I guess.
It's like a checkpoint. See if you really telling the truth for that.
This shit was pretty loaded, but you know.
No, you missed one.
No, I didn't. Let me tell you something.
You missed
Let
one.
me tell you something. Because
Well, I already know what it is. I wrote this shit
It's
down.
about to get cussed out. Okay. And he do this shit. He
I do
my
it all
blood
the time.
pressure up. Listen, I don't know if you watch our shows, but we have this fucking thing about.
No, I don't have a thing. You
okay, shut up.
Because trash is trash.
Shut up.
All right.
I'm not even gonna fucking ask you this. I'm just gonna
No,
explain.
no, you don't explain
We
anything. I'll ask it.
Shut up.
I'll
We
ask
had
it.
an
No.
episode where we had to give
No, we're not
top
doing this.
producers or whatever.
Listen, we're already over our time.
We're over our time.
Yeah,
already?
we gotta.
I
Listen.
want to tell you. So
Go
I
ahead.
put on my list a couple of producers for symbolic reasons, if you will.
Oh wow.
And I
Symbolic reasons,
shut up.
if you will.
And I picked Beats by the Pound because of their contribution.
Trash.
So this thing
Trash.
puts on here Beats by the Pound or Dog Pound. Why wouldn't you pick the Dog Pound though?
Why would you?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, first of all, he's from LA. That's number one.
Exactly.
Secondly,
But that's
Beats
it.
by the Pound of trash.
But see, Lord have mercy.
They're just trash.
Okay, here's the thing. The Dog Pound don't make beats. Daz make beats.
Well, you're wrong.
No, Daz makes the beat.
Nah, so does Corrupt, so does Snoop. They all make beats. I've been in the studio with these niggas. Y'all can't tell me
here
shit.
We fucking go.
Okay,
What were
they
you
all make beats.
what were you about to say?
Daz is more of the one front and center, but Snoop make beats. So does Corrupt.
Okay,
were you
well,
about to say?
we can only go with the one that's front and center because everybody don't know about those two making beats. You understand what I'm saying?
Daz would kill Beats by the Pound
Well, just
on
let him
any
finish
given day.
Thoughts. Let him finish his thought.
Okay, even it's trash beats. Just saying. I make beats. I know.
And I'm not defending Beats by the Pound, but I'm not
You're
arguing against him either.
No,
I'm
you
defending-
get hurt.
I'm defending my point.
No. But here's because
I'm very
she
sorry.
keep taking it personal. That's why I put it in the questions, and I want to look and see which one she didn't ask.
I didn't ask about DJ Premier and DJ Drama.
Yeah,
I didn't make it that far though. I didn't go straight down the list. I think that's the only one.
that's why I put it. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
Beats
that's
by
the
the
only
Pound. She loves them motherfuckers.
I don't love Beats by the Pound. I made one point in one podcast topic, and he keeps fucking with me about it, trying to make it seem like I'm the leader of their fan club and shit.
It is what it is. Hey, listen, brother. I know we like went over time. I kind of knew we would.
Yeah.
And we're gonna need a second part on
We
this. You
definitely
know what
are.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Later on down the line, when you're more successful, because you know, hats off to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some horns, some we got to give you your props right now.
I'm loving what you're doing. I'm loving what
We got to give you what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? As Unwrapped, that's what we are. We unwrap the shit. And what's incredible and amazing about you is that you, like, in this conversation, you're like, no, this is what it is. Nigga, read. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, it's straight to the point, and it reminds us of us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's unwrap this shit. Let's let people know that this is this culture, what they call a culture, is our lives. Mm-hmm. I make this crazy question that I say to people all the time, rappers and whatever. When did you start getting into the culture? The crazy thing is, there is no time. Mm-hmm. We grow up in it.
Mm-hmm. It's when you start paying attention.
Our life is the culture. Our life is the culture.
We should start asking people, when did you start to carve out your place in
your place in it? Yeah, because the hardest part about asking somebody, when did you start? When I know your mama played music, I know all of the intricacies of your life without fucking knowing you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the craziest shit about the culture. Everybody thinks we're not similar. You know, and I alluded to this shit, talking about my co-host and not talking about her, but talking about things. The more we get into artists, real artists, you will find we all have the same thoughts, the same crazy shit. We struggle the same, and it's hard for us to deal with these things. But we take it, we stuff it, we do whatever, we find a woman. Maybe that woman's not the greatest woman because, now I'm on third, fourth, and finally I found somebody that understands my thought process, my shit. Maybe she doesn't want to be a part of it, but she fucking knows. And so with that being said, man, it's amazing to kind of pick your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And see what the thought process is and to help people to understand what that thought process is and that it comes from a fucking genuine place. It is just not a random thought like, because I was trying to catch you like, I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to do some random ass shit. You know what I mean? No, there was a real thought process in that. There was a real thought process in having them super short. The shit, this is thought out. This is the plan. But
it
what
definitely was.
I'm trying to get my mouth shut because
as I went along, things was thought out, and that's even like I'm OG Cali Blue. Well, for me right now, at this point in my life, OG is not original gangsters. Okay.
Right.
Right now, I have a thing where I call it original gentleman. So basically, that's going to be my new clothing line. I already got my design and everything. It's going to be original gentleman. I did all the gangster shit. I don't want to dwell on that. I don't want to glorify that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't even want to revisit that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, great minds think alike, and I shit you not. And she looking at me like, he just interrupted him. No, but this is very serious. My sister has kids she takes care of. A lot of young boys, and we have a thing where we do. When I walk in the room as the big uncle, the elder, they must shake my hand a certain way. And that handshake is a promise to be a gentleman. No, this is this is shit that I don't even fucking play with them about. You know, they're all around 12, 13, 14 years old shit. When I walk in, we do our little handshake first, then we hug, and then I ask them, "What have you been doing? What's going on?" I'm involved. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them something tangible. Because when I'm laying around in the wheelchair or whatever, I want them to come to me and give me that same handshake, hug me, and tell me they're doing the best that they can fucking do. They can be a gentleman, because this is the handshake is a gentleman's handshake. You know what I'm saying? I can't give it to you because it's to only them. No, it's very real. I have to tell them. I'll never tell anybody how we do it or nothing. This is between us, and you have to be a gentleman. And if you have a problem, that's why I'm here. You talk to me, tell me your problems, tell me what's going on, and we'll figure it out before you react. Because you're a gentleman. You don't disrespect people. You don't. Also, too, stand your ground. You know what I mean? I'm all about that. Yeah. But I don't, you know, just a little something. But it's a real true thing. And that's crazy that you say that, because that's something that, you know, for my nephews and shit, like, it's very important for me, for them to understand, like, all that other shit, man, fuck that. Worry about this over here.
Exactly. Because I mean, I look at YouTube, man, and I see a gang of people, man, and even dudes that's our age, and all their YouTube is about is the gangster shit. And it's like, come on, bro, you 55, 50, you look like you 60 years old, you still talking about gang banging? Get the fuck out of here. So, man, you know, that's where my head at. That's why I said,
OG Cali Blue, hold up. You got the blue glasses on. You blew it up. No, what did it say? Flued up?
Flued out.
No, flued up. I'm talking Cali shit to him.
You ain't what?
No, that's what the ops say.
Oh yeah, my bad. Stop. But I see you. You know what I'm saying? You seed up right now, even with your glasses. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. This has went beautifully. And I don't think we've scratched the surface.
No.
Have we scratched the surface?
I don't think so.
Do you feel like we've scratched the surface, sir?
We need to
I don't think we scratched the surface. I think we need to do another one.
Say it again. Can I get some fucking horns? Can I go? Where's my fucking engineer? Can I get yo?
Oh, excuse me.
Yo. You are it right here. And we are. And we just peeled like 2 layers.
You need time for like what, 36 minutes?
I don't know. It depends if my man's is up for it, because this shit crazy.
Yeah, it was
no, I'm sorry. My bad. It might be brazy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say is, man, we doing a part 2.
Yeah, we need to.
We gotta do a part 2. This is it crazy, brazy? I don't know where you're from, son.
You already know what that blue say.
This shit seed up.
I keep it on the blue side.
Oh man, I meant this question way earlier. No, I gotta say it now, because because I said some shit to my daughter earlier today. I was driving her, and we were trying to avoid traffic, and I was like, "Oh, 55th," and my daughter fucking went crazy, because you know what I'm talking about, right?
55th Street, C-Mac.
Because I said, "Oh, you know, we have 55th," and my daughter started laughing. I was like, "Nah, but we gonna go straight." Anyways, you know what I'm saying? But it's so fucked up what happened to that kid and what he's going through, you know, right when he's trying to do right or whatever, you know what I mean? But this is why the internet is going to be a friend to you in the beginning. And if you don't have your motherfucking wherewithal, that friend is going to be a frenemy.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then when
see,
you
that's his fault though. I mean, he
No,
was
I ain't-
popping.
I'm talking about in generality.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying he was popping at first, but what he did is he let these other people who he thought was for him kind of get in his head, and then they got to controlling his social media accounts. They took his social media account. First of all, why if you are a social media
Church.
personality and you know a content creator, what the hell do you need a manager for? Why do I need a manager? If I'm just a content creator, what the fuck do I need a manager for?
Hell yeah.
Doing too much.
Talk to him, church to him.
Just doing too much.
And see, that's where they got him at. They fooled him and said you need a manager, and he signed a fucking contract, and ever since then he's been downhill.
Let's be real, the nigga's a little slow.
Yeah, he's slow. That's how they got him. They told him
Yeah.
the contract that he was going to sign was going to set him and his family up. He was messing with a little chick that told him that she was pregnant from him. She was supposed to have his baby. So he signed the freaking contract and he got fucked.
And they own him.
And-
They own the 5-5 Cribs. They own his likingness. They own that blue. You know, they don't own it like Nipsey Blue. Because do you know that Crayons is coming out with a Nipsey Blue color?
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like he had to die for that to happen, though. But you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But you know, you have to have your wherewithal to be like. You got to understand that. You're a social media personality. What the fuck do you need a manager for? That's just somebody trying to come in and take your money, man.
To be a devil's advocate, we've been talking about this all night. Not everybody understands the shit.
Yeah.
No.
And there, which in lies like motherfuckers like you, motherfuckers like us, is to give them information, motherfucker. All you got to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at the videos. You know, if my man don't give you all of it, go read it.
Exactly.
You feel me? And if you really want to know information, how about getting past, nigga, you can fast forward some shit on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and get to the point in the shit that we're saying. And the gifts we're giving you, you know what I'm saying? The gifts. These are gifts to you crazy ass kids nowadays that feel like you are. The world owes you something, and the world don't owe you a motherfucking thing. And what we giving you is gifts.
You know,
Giving you gifts.
Exactly.
My man said to me, I talked to him on the phone. He said, "Man, because I messaged him and he was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'll be on the show. Just hit me on the day of." I'm like, no, I can't do that. Shit, I don't know. Because he was like, make sure we on the same page. I'm like, nigga, we on the same page. Trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? He spoke and he's talking like I'm talking, and it's all making sense. And I'm like, fucking yeah, it's on and cracking. I don't know this man, but I feel like I know this man. Because this man is my man's. This man's is your man's. This man's is somebody's husband. This, and it might be that other man's is the husband that never says anything, and his kids are fucking wilding out, and he feels like he should say something, but he doesn't. Mm-hmm. And I hope the fucking God that this is right now telling him to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man, nigga, we come from different places. Maybe. You could be a mayonnaise ass nigga. I don't give a fuck.
A mayonnaise ass nigga.
No, but be about your shit. Be about your kids. Don't let them be an open shooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put your hands on them. Maybe tell them something, man. One more fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to figure it out? Go on Black Twitter, motherfucker. Figure out how motherfuckers deal with kids. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You want to figure it out? Check out the Cadillac Chronicles. And his when he does have something to say, God damn it, listen.
Yes. And on that note,
You know, I'm trying to tell people something right now. We got to cut this short. But this is my point. This is why I say all this crazy ass shit, because there's a point to it. And people don't understand there's a point to everything, right? There's a point that Myers charges you X amount for fucking a head of lettuce when they only paid 3 cents for it. There's a point to it, right?
I hate that fucking store.
It's a point to, well, Walmart, Target, fucking name whatever. Because that's the world we live in. It could be a Walmart, Target, because everybody's fucking, to make an analogy, if we're talking about ethnicities, that's all it is. Walmart, Target, you know what I mean? One thinks they're Macy's when they're really Target. You know what I'm saying? One thinks they're fucking Walmart when they don't even know that they're Macy's. That's a part of the community that we live in. We don't know we're Macy's. We don't know that we are big brands. We don't know that. We don't know that we move society. Society don't move us. And it's unfortunate that we got to take hits. And we take dangerous hits. We take dangerous shit all the fucking time. And you know what we do? And I'm sorry that I'm doing this because it's the end of the fucking podcast, but that's when I get my really shit off. Because it's imperative that these motherfuckers understand the struggles and how we got to where we are. Mm-hmm. And those of us that do say the right shit need to be fucking heard. Mm-hmm. And our kids need to understand shit. Look, I'm not opposed to whooping my kids' ass. They've had a couple of ass whoopings. I don't whoop them all the time. I don't put them out there and embarrass them in people. I don't walk around with my fucking phone and talk to my girlfriend about shit. Because let me tell you something. One of the most fucking craziest shit I ever seen in my life was in New York, man. They had this thing out. I don't want to call it propaganda because the shit was crazy. It said the most sensitive listening device, and they had a kid at the bottom of the stairs with shadows. Are you fucking kidding me? So when your punk ass is walking in the store talking to your girl about who you gonna fuck, what you gonna do out loud with a bonnet in pajamas, not giving a fuck how you look, how people perceive you, but yet you want to feel entitled to what? Mm-hmm. To what? I told my daughter this morning she wanted me to take her to the Dollar Tree. She came out in her pajamas. I was in my pajamas. She's like, let's go. I was like, no fucking way we're walking out of the house like this. There's no fucking way. I don't know where your thought process is, but that doesn't happen. And you know this doesn't happen. So what are you saying? It's like, it's just a quick in and out. No. It's the perception. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I give a fuck. Mm-hmm. I give a fuck about how I look, how I carry myself, and also to how I articulate myself. Does that come across all the goddamn time? No. I have real nigga moments.
The intention is there. The intention
I have real nigga moments. But I grew up like this, but this is not the definition of who I am. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. I grew up like this, but this is not the definition of who I am.
Yeah.
Man, I got room for growth. You got room for growth. She got room for growth. We all got room for everything. It's all right here. Do you want to grow or do you want to die?
You know what? Leave it at that.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Leave it at that.
I'm just saying.
OG, how can the people find you?
Man, you can find me at Cadillac Chronicles on YouTube. You can find me at Cadillac Chronicles on Instagram. And you can find me at OCCB on Facebook. And you can also look up Cali Blue Entertainment. You can find the old music that you know what I'm saying we was putting down back in the day, probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago. Most definitely.
Well, listen, man, I would like to say to you, gratitude, salute to what you're doing. However you're doing it, it's making an impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's making somebody just click on your page or making them go and research and find. And these are tangible skills if people really understand it, you know what I mean? Like how to research, how to do shit, how to take in information.
Mhm.
And so like you're really doing like multiple jobs right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also too, so we got two people that are homies of the show. Okay. And by that I mean like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't drink champs, nigga. We ain't giving you no golden flowers or nothing like that. Maybe if we check a bag and you pop back in, you know what I'm saying?
We'll get
You know what I'm saying? We have a whole studio and everything, and you actually come in, we fly you in first class, of course. You know what I'm saying? We might have some for you, but it won't be no golden roses. But we have two homies of the show. Rose Red and Bear Grizzly. He's an activist, Bear Grizzly, / writer / rapper / producer / you name it, he doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Rose Red, who is Puerto Rican Latina, who is the first Latina ever to win Showtime at the Apollo. Okay. She's done amazing things, turned her life around, got her master's degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know this girl personally, and has done amazing things in music, and she can sing, not sing. SANG.
Yes.
No, let's put like 3 more A's on it. Sang. She can sing, but those are homies of the show.
So you're an illustrious company. Yeah,
you're number 3. I'm sorry you ain't number 1, but shit didn't come across my page. But we're not just putting anybody on these homies of the show. You have to have something. You have to have something you're giving to the community, something that your thought process that understands our thought process. You know what I'm saying? Because it's imperative that we give information. You know what I'm saying? Not just be here for the jokes and the fucking laughs. I'm not a fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? I may act like a clown, but I'm very articulate, as is my host, as is the engineer. We're very articulate. We understand things. And so even though we joke, we want there to be a fucking message that somebody may take, get, and you know what I'm saying? Build upon it. You feel me? Man, shout out to Cadillac Chronicles.
Yes.
For being methodical in that thought process, man. We love you over here, man. That's why you're a homie in the show. You ain't a friend. You're a homie.
And we love a good conversation. It's great.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
And we about to step out this bitch because we went 2 hours and 12 minutes. God damn. And we ain't even scratched this. We ain't even scratched the surface.
But we gonna hook it up, man, and we're gonna keep this thing going.
Yeah, for sure. You know I'm already. We in tune now, so hey, don't pull out now. Don't pull out. Come all the way in here. You know what I'm saying? Come all the way in here. Fill us up. Let us drip. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give us the whole you digs.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. That's my part. She ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. But it's no homework. It's a metaphor. It's a fucking metaphor.
It's the metaphor.
Do your homework. Look up the word metaphor. You know what I'm saying? But love to you, fam. Thank you so much for indulging us, with what you do and giving the information and saying the things and having the courage to say the things that you say.
That's true.
That's facts.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all having me. I look forward to next time, man.
Oh, no, trust and believe there will be. Can you tell him this unwritten contract when we say it's a part 2?
Oh,
that means
we asked for a part 2. We
didn't ask. We said part 2.
We'll
you say you say yes, part 2. Yeah, that's a fucking contract.
Yeah,
nigga.
we want it.
It's on. It's on and cracking.
The contract has been signed. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, there you go, my man.
Let's do it.
And guess what? We love everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my man, Cadillac Chronicles, OG Blue Entertainment, all that, everything he got. Peep that man out. Check his shit out. Maybe you might fucking learn to read, you fucking illiterate son of a bitch. Maybe you might ask your mama why she did everything, why she ain't straight. Maybe you might straight your mama out. You know what I'm saying?
Or have some good conversations.
Or have good conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we love you over here. That's why you're a homie of this show. And we gonna be out this bitch like right motherfucking now.
I appreciate y'all. Salute.